Hello, everybody, and happy Mental Health Monday. Once again, quarantine edition, I think number 3. Hopefully soon I won't have to say that anymore. Hope you guys are still holding up okay. I know things are kind of changing rapidly. There might be some new people home from work this week that weren't last week, and so they're maybe adjusting to their new normals, or maybe you're just, on week 3 and going a little crazy by now. But hopefully you're all doing okay. Uh, this morning, I'm sure you're all very familiar with this, but I was sort of right after I woke up and I wasn't ready to get out of bed yet. So I was on my phone and just kind of, scrolling through Facebook as many of us do. And I got down into this hole of of like animal videos and puppy videos, and sort of just as I'm sure has happened to all of you, one leads to the next, and then before you even know it, it's 30 minutes later and you're still watching these videos. So that happened to me this morning, with some particularly animal videos. And when I realized it'd been like a half an hour, I chastised myself for having wasted that much time looking at just videos online. But then I'm in this process of if you've read my series of blog posts, the We Are Worthy, and a few of my other ones, I've talked about, and on here, of course, as well, I've talked about the importance of self-love. And a lot of those blog posts are about me, realizing that I didn't love myself as exactly as I was, and that I needed to start doing that. So in the last, year and a half or so, I've been making a conscious effort to be a lot nicer to myself, a lot more patient with myself. So in that vein, when I kind of was chastising myself for having wasted the time that I did, I stopped myself and really thought about it and was like, you know what, were you happy in this last 30 minutes? Yeah, I was happy. Did you laugh? Yeah, absolutely. Did you smile? A ton. Did you feel joy? Did you feel happiness? Yes, all of these things. And I think if we describe something that brings these things to us, these emotions to us, this happiness to us, without the context of what it was, anyone would say, yeah, that's a worthwhile thing to do. As soon as you add the frivolousness of like, oh, it was a video, then, then we start feeling bad about it. But if we look at it just in terms of what it does for us, something like that, then it's absolutely a worthwhile undertaking. And therefore, by virtue, anything like that, any of those things that are viewed as time wasters, maybe they're not so bad as we think they are, as we make them out to be. So if it was a worthwhile use of as I realized that it was a worthwhile use of my time, I started to think as well that when we're in these really difficult situations like we are right now with COVID, or just, cancer, or any of the myriad of challenges we face in our life, finding ways to find that joy and that happiness, and even in silly ways like a Facebook video. The more ways that we can find to bring that into our lives, the better we will be. And it's especially important during times like these. And so I decided, and for Mental Health Monday, I invite you to do the same, but to make sure that every day I designate a little bit of time to doing something that just makes me smile and makes me happy. And it doesn't have to be, and I actually think I'm going to try to put an emphasis on it not being on it being sort of like a guilty pleasure, on it not being something that like I would be proud to say I'd spent my time doing, like reading or writing. I think that I'm going to maybe, for sure on some of the days, make a concerted effort to do something that's kind of like a guilty pleasure, that's really silly and like, and who cares, if something that I maybe would have considered a waste of time. But now that, we have this time, especially more of it than we have in recent months, maybe more than we've had in recent years. I'm going to, who cares? It's not a waste of time. So, I mean, it could be like, I think just watching or listening to, reading, anything that makes you laugh, that makes you giggle, that makes you feel silly, just experiencing things that bring you joy and make you smile, make you chuckle, make you, laugh until you cry, if possible. That would be amazing. It could be like your favorite episode of a TV show that's funny, or watching a movie that's really, like silly, and just like anything that makes you smile, makes you chuckle. Reading jokes, sharing jokes, looking at baby videos, looking at animal videos, looking at puppy videos online. Sure, it could be, something respectable, like reading an uplifting book, or something like that. But it could also just be silly, like reading comics. When's the last time you sat down and like read the comics in the newspaper? Ask friends for like silly, happy memories of the two of you together. Ask your parents to tell you funny stories from when you were a kid over the phone. Just look at, ask friends to share pictures from fun nights together. Just anything that makes you feel buoyant, that's like that silly giggling, like you got the giggles and you can't stop, or just smiling because whatever you're looking at is just so fun and so lovely. That's the kind of like light in your gut joy that we want to cultivate with this kind of stuff. And as long as you're doing that, whatever it is that is giving you that feeling, it's not a waste of time. And if you start thinking of it as a waste of time, or you start thinking, feeling guilty, it's going to have, a counterintuitive effect. It's going to start being a negative thing instead of a positive thing. So never think of anything that brings you that kind of joy and laughter and silliness. Never think of that as a waste of time. So I invite you to do that for Mental Health Monday. Find a little bit of time each day, or maybe a couple times a week if you feel like you don't have enough time, to just indulge a guilty pleasure, do something silly, watch something silly, because you need a lot more of that, of those types of, fun, positive emotions in the world right now, for sure. Okay, guys, hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday and a really great week. Hopefully I can get on here soon and say that we're back out in the world. And until then, hope you guys do well, do what you can to get through it. Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.